dangerous. California lawmakers are pushing the nation's largest tech companies to install guardrails, preventing artificial intelligence software from gaining hazardous capabilities, things like starting a nuclear war. Tech companies, however, are dismissing this so-called AI threat as nothing more than fear-mongering taken straight out of a science fiction movie. So here to help us separate fact from fiction is AI policy specialist and trial lawyer Bryan Rotella. Bryan, thank you so much for your time. First, before we talk about what you think about an AI kill switch, what would an AI kill switch even potentially look like?
Well, hi, Nicole. So an AI kill switch for our audience would essentially be a very expensive safety brake on your car that any AI enabler company or company that produces AI out in California would not only have to put in and build into their AI, but according to the state senator who's proposed this bill, there would be a new state agency that would regulate all of this. And if you were not building that safety brake, that ultimately you could be regulated by the state attorney general. To me, and this is just from having worked with tons of AI companies, Nicole, this is an overreaction to where we are in the process of AI. And in my opinion, is something that could definitely stall all of the great growth we have with AI in wonderful industries like healthcare, including important things that I know is important to you as well, which is some amazing developments in diagnosing cancer. So that's my concern with this regulation.
So do you think, where does some of the pushback, because I know that there is certainly a segment of Silicon Valley that is against this. Is it because of potentially hampering advancement? Is it because of the potential expense? Kind of what seems to be the biggest factor?
It's all of those things, but really it's a perception with AI from a lot of people that, we had a summer blockbuster last year, remember Oppenheimer, where the famous line from the scientist Oppenheimer is, "I become death, the destroyer of worlds," when the atomic bomb came out. That we're treating AI like that type of threat, and that a Chernobyl's already happened, Nicole. When in reality, the real concern I can tell you with AI right now is different line from a different movie. Is greed good? I think what we need to be doing with AI, and what the real concern should be for AI, is are we building the types of things into policies and guidelines for companies that both create AI and utilize it, that use AI in a culture of safety, a culture where technology and profits are not put above people. The line we use in the industry, Nicole, is who's the human in the loop? As we're building AI, are we requiring companies to make sure they have an AI safety director? Do they have some type of compliance plan? The same things we require of financial institutions since Sarbanes-Oxley and laws like that, or in the healthcare industry where we have robust compliance plans. These are the steps that should be taken in this new industry that's doing so many tremendously great things, rather than saying, all right, everybody, you got to build this really expensive safety brake, kill switch, because we're concerned that this AI technology is going to learn so quick it's going to destroy the world. It's completely overblown, and it looks to me and a lot of other folks like me like a overreaction by government.
I want to zero in on something you just said there, the fact that there's this concern that AI will learn too quick. I mean, because that's, the beauty and I guess the fear of some people, because artificial intelligence does continue to teach itself. So based on that, how would they determine what triggers this kill switch?
It's a great question, and I don't think that we have determined it, which means you may be putting a kill switch on something. Getting back to my example, let's say you've built artificial intelligence to look at build a hologram of the molecular study of a cell so that you can identify very early tumor formation. What if that AI safety switch somehow goes off and you lose that technology? This hasn't been developed yet, Nicole. Rather, why aren't we emphasizing the human in the loop? Why aren't we saying, come on, companies, if you're going to use AI, we do know AI can learn. It can learn really quick. Let's make sure that we have a passenger on the ride with AI that's a human, keeping a human eye on it and making sure, rather than worrying about AI destroying the world, I'm more concerned about AI being negligent, AI making some missed decisions, which is something we saw just last fall, Nicole, where several class actions were filed against health insurance companies where there were allegations that AI was basically missing on denials of health insurance coverage. That seems like a lot better area for us to be focusing on having humans in the equation rather than worrying about AI becoming Terminator tomorrow.
I have to quick answer on this one, Bryan, but you are an AI policy specialist. So many of the Silicon Valley tech firms are against this. What do you think happens if this legislation does, in fact, pass?
They're going to get out of California, Nicole. There's going to be a mass exodus out of the Silicon Valley. And I think you're going to see maybe states like Tennessee, maybe where I'm based in Florida, you're going to see a new hub for what will be the technology of the last part or the rest of this 21st century. So if I'm in California, this is a major, major law that's going to be addressed in August, and it could hurt the actual industry in California potentially for the rest of this century if they make a decision that is too premature.
All right, we will see what happens. Bryan Rotella, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure, Nicole.
After the break, the wild video